Grand Rising, great morning, everyone. This is Magdalena Grace, also known as Misty Magdalena Grace, your runes reader, your alchemist, your witchy pagan woman, here to help you wake up to remember who you truly are and ultimately trusting your best wisdom inside. All the answers lie within. We just have been taught otherwise. And as these patriarchal systems are coming crashing down, more and more people are feeling lost, dazed, and confused. And that's intentional. As above, so below, as within, so without. We're breaking down old constructs, patriarchal systems such as religion, schools, banking, government, money, all of it that we all were raised with for hundreds, if not thousands of years, depending on the category there. And it's time for us to go inside and to improve the external world, improve your health, your wealth, your relationships, your career, your finance, your life purpose, your mission, your dharma. It all starts by going inside. And most people still struggle with that. And so this is part of one of my free offerings. I'm going to be starting a Patreon community. I do have a subscription. I have a lot of things you can go find at magdalenagrace.com. I'll make some quick announcements and then I'll dive into the reading today. And today is a runes reading, no ritual, since we don't have a full moon, new moon this week. But hello, that doesn't mean this week isn't powerful and potent and all sorts of charge. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is a growing community. I almost have 2,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to me, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of future readings. And of course, if this touched you in any way, comment below. Sharing is caring. I always say, share this video with someone who is open-minded. I know there are people who would struggle with this content, and that's fantastic. Please unsubscribe if that's you, but share it with someone who, especially if you feel like they feel outcasted, lost, dazed, confused, alone, isolated. There's a lot of people like that now, and they don't know how to ask for help. I was that person 5 years ago when I started this podcast, Healthy and Wealthy and Wise, almost 400 episodes. I'm shifting, I'm pivoting. I'll share more about that in the future. Just some quick announcements. I do have a Witchy Woman online healing circle this Friday, the 27th. It's going to be powerful. It's a yoni steam. It's a womb healing. You can go to magdalenagrace.com. I'm trying to show that's not showing. There we go. Yoni Steam, you can sign up at magdalenagrace.com. My witchy mentor, Sophia Duncan, is going to be our guest speaker. And then, of course, we will have a ritual. We will have a healing and a yoni steam. If you don't know what that is, again, go to magdalenagrace.com to learn more about that. And this Sunday in Minnesota, I am here locally back based in Minneapolis, and I bounce around between San Diego and Minneapolis. You never know where I'm going to show up. There's other places and spaces wherever the medicine calls me, I go. And the Sunday is a Sacred Rage event for women. It's a workshop. It's 3 hours. And again, you can go to magdalenagrace.com to find out more information about that. And especially if you're a woman who's felt enraged by the Epstein files, enraged by patriarchal systems, maybe had a narcissistic upbringing, partner, parents, you're struggling and you have a lot of suppressed anger because you've been silenced, like I was in many different parts of my life, not understanding that I had sovereignty. I really was able to turn my anger into acceptance. And also, if you struggle with addiction, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection with yourself, connection with your emotions, connection with others. So I want to bring that wisdom to people, and to be able to have a Sacred Rage workshop really is one of my passions and becoming one of my signatures. So the runes, we'll talk a little bit about astrology. I have some important dates for you to be on the lookout. So Mercury just went direct on Friday, as did we started the spring equinox. Spring has sprung. That's why I have my Ganesha. This is the astrological new year. This is the real new year. January 1st is a fake psych out Gregorian calendar, Roman, Caesar of Augustus controlled system to get rid of the 13 moons, the 13 cycles. We used to have 28-day cycles, and our ancestors lived by the currents of the moon, the new moon, the full moon, the waxing, the waning, all of it. And once I started to live my life more in alignment with the moon cycles and working with the runes daily, my intuition woke up. And I broke free from different things like addiction, divorce, all sorts of pain and suffering that I wasn't conscious. It helped me make the unconscious conscious, as Carl Jung would say. So now that we're in the real astrological new year, we have all of these planets in Aries, 0 degrees of Aries, where we're starting anew. It's spring, you're planting seeds. Every decision you make now is impacting the next 6 months and ultimately the rest of your life, right? The Compound Effect, if you've ever read that book, is about daily habits define your life. And the daily habits will either take you 1% closer to your dreams or 1% further away. And then once you get out of alignment, like I was at the end of 2020, I hit my rock bottom. It was like turning the Titanic around. It felt like it anyway. But at the end of the day, I got back into alignment, back into my truth and my center, and I leveraged the power of astrology and the runes, even though I'm not an astrologer, by the way. And I do want to give a shout out really quickly to Lizzie from Lizzie's Mystical Creations. She made this necklace for me, personalized with stones and beautiful gems and crystals that have meaning, that support me in removing the obstacles. Thank you, Ganesha. I have Ganesha Parvati on this pendant. I chose the pendant. I shipped it to her. She sat with me, meditated, charged it by the moon, all of these beautiful things. She also made me a beautiful Isis Ankh necklace that I wear interchangeably. So thank you, Lizzie. I just wanted to give her a shout out. I'll drop her handle in the notes below. She's also an amazing goddess mentor and reader and artist. So thank you. Thank you. I wanted to give you a shout out today. So this week, we already had the sun in Neptune, which was yesterday. This is Monday 23rd right now at the time of this reading. This reading represents the whole of the week ahead till next Monday, okay? And so yesterday, I don't know about you, but whoo-wee, I was exhausted. I got to cry a lot. I purged. I moved through. I needed more solitude yesterday, even though I was at a conference, the Paganicon conference, but I was able to take breaks. I was able to get away. I was able to jam with a new friend and doing some musical things and leave early and go to bed early and just take care of myself. And that was sun going into Neptune. Neptune is dreamy. It can also be disillusionment. So hopefully it illuminated some things that you released. And now I had so much clarity that I woke up with this morning. So this is the power of these opportunities. So over the weekend, maybe you made a decision that you had been postponing because Mercury went to direct and you were reflecting, and now boom. So I've made some decisions. I'm not going to share now because they're still in process, but I made decisions on some next steps in my career that I've changed, completely radically shifting in some of my messaging and some of my offerings. So maybe that happened for you. If not, maybe you're feeling that. And that's because of the astrology. The 26th, which is Thursday. Thursday is going to be a big day. There's some Venus energy. There's some Martian energy. So let something in your heart heal with grace and compassion. If you feel fiery, if you feel the Mars energy, the anger, which is also why I'm doing the Sacred Rage this Sunday, is ultimately you want to come back to compassion, forgiveness, love. That's my advice for you. I'm going to see what the runes have to say about that today. And then being prepared, because next week is a full moon in Libra on April 1st. And Libra is all about balance. So between April 1st and April 2nd, you want to get really clear, let the full moon illuminate what is it that is out of balance in your life. Maybe you're already feeling that because next week is the full moon. We're just about 9 days out. So those are some highlights. There's going to be a lot of action, Aries, fire. And here's the deal. If you're not intentional and conscious of what those actions might be, guess what? The universe and the astrology is going to force your hand. Maybe you are supposed to quit that job. You don't, and you get fired, and it's more painful. Maybe you're supposed to break up with that relationship or that addiction, and boom, something happens that forces your hand. That's the unconscious stuff, right? When we have pain and suffering and resistance, usually it's because we're denying what the universe wants to give us with grace and ease. I know that all too well. So we're going to start by, if you have a candle, light it. I'm going to cleanse the space now that you have an idea of the week ahead. We're going to be doing a lot of healing. There may be a lot of action that you're feeling, but maybe you're not clear on what actions to take. So this reading can help you. I like to clear the space just to cleanse and purify my energy, the online energy. So I encourage you to do the same. There we go. And then again, you can't be driving during this. So if you're driving, please listen to this later and offer yourself up that gift of safety and groundedness. So let's ground right now. Go ahead and close your eyes. Sit nice and tall, shoulders back and down, connecting with your breath first. Checking to see if it's shallow or deep. And we're going to take 2 deep inhales and exhales, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth with a sigh or as loud as you want to be. Go ahead. Inhale through the nose. Inhale. And sigh it out gently. One more time. Deeper. Feel the belly and chest expand. Inhale. Exhale. Tapping into your heart space. Even put your left hand on your heart if that calls to you. Feeling safe and grounded and clear, present in this now moment. Reflect on the past few days. What's loudest for you? What's unclear? Where do you have a question? Is it your health, wealth, relationships, career, finance, a decision? Ask yourself that question first. This is a general reading, so I'm going to give a general overview. It's more important about what is your question, what is it you want to know, and how are the runes helping you self-discover what the answer is? Because you already know. The answers are inside. Go ahead and take one more deep inhale. Exhale. You can hit the pause button if you want to write down your question. That can be powerful. And now I'm going to call upon the wisdom of the runes. As always, I am pulling 3. I'll show them one at a time. And I have a bonus card today from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. I'll pull that card, sharing that at the end. That is our clarity card. That is our summarizing the reading, taking it one notch up card. Okay, beautiful. All right. So what I want you to do is, again, you can't be driving. Make sure you have your journal handy. You're going to take a deep inhale and then look at this rune. So inhale and see what comes up for you. Thought, feeling, memory, emotion, idea. Again, based on your question, tune into that. So this is Uruz. I'm going to summarize each card. It's more important what came through for you, even as I read and share and channel. Definitely take the best, leave the rest. What lands for you, great. What doesn't, just let it go. If you want a private reading, of course, you can book one-on-one readings with me as well. So Uruz is the oxen energy. It's the physical strength. This is like the first part of the week. So today, Monday, Tuesday, this goes well with the Aries, like action. The ox, especially if you're a farmer, I grew up on a farm. So the ox that they speak of in Uruz is literal moving through the obstacles, Ganesha, moving through the big rocks in the field, tilling the soil to plant the seeds. So when you see the next rune, it's just comical how these all work together. But where in your life, and again, go back to your question, if you asked one, if not, that's fine. Where in your life are you taking physical action right now? And knowing that you can do that, you have to give yourself permission. That's the strength of the ox. This is the fire of the Aries, the drive of the Aries, the movement forward, Uruz. So you can strengthen yourself. The other way to look at it that I'm getting is to like, how do you strengthen your body, your mind, your spirit? Is it working out? Do you need more physical strength in your life? Sometimes it actually means that. Maybe winter kicked your ass. Maybe you've been exhausted, stagnant. That's oftentimes, it can be the ascension symptoms. It can also be your ways of a dissociation, staying in action. Winter is a time of hibernation, though, so don't be hard on yourself. But do you need to physically work out and take better care of your body? Right now, I'm doing my own little mini cleanse giving up alcohol for 30 days, which isn't easy when I'm in Minnesota, the land of my favorite beer. But it's important for me. It's a choice, and it's going to take some mental strength also. This isn't just physical strength. However, in alignment with the Aries energy, where can you take action, and how can you support your body, mind in moving through the obstacles, no matter what comes up for you to stop you? Okay, that's number one. Here's number two. And again, you can draw these runes if you know how to tone them. You can always hit the pause button, do this at your own pace. It's all up to you. You are your own creator and co-creator with this reading and me. So here's the second one. Take a deep inhale and exhale. So this is really cool. This is Ingwaz. This is the masculine seed planting, seed thinking literal man, penis, in planting the seed into the woman, into the womb. And it's about fertility and creativity. So, and I can speak to this now that Aries is here, spring is here. I've had more creative, sensual energy to be like, ooh, I want to write this blog. I want to do this Substack article. I want to do this podcast. I want to do this Instagram post. If you're following me on Instagram right now, I have been doing a 7-day goddess archetype, posting naked truth and creative writing around different deaths that I have been through. We all die every day, but these are metaphorical deaths. So what can you do, especially in the middle of the week? This is Wednesday, Thursday energy, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are the energies that are guiding and supporting you. Also, Thursday is that heart healing energy that I talked about with Venus, the love. That's also sensual. Ingwaz, this is more masculine. However, when you co-create the masculine with the feminine energy, new ideas are born. And the best ideas are born from love, right? A baby is oftentimes created from, regardless of how it all came to be, from an energy of love and sensuality and sensual creativity. Okay, so how does that apply to you in the question that you asked? Sit with that for a moment, hit pause if you need to, and then we're going to finish with the third rune. Encouraging you to take a cleansing inhale, and exhale. So thought, feeling, memory, emotion, whatever came through is perfect for you. This is Rye though. Now it's got two components to it. So see which applies to you. This is Friday, Saturday energy. So Friday, Saturday energy, it's about travel, and it can also be inner travel. What I'm getting from this is some kind of a movement. Like Saturday, I'm going to be marching in the No Kings March here in Minneapolis. Bernie Sanders, Jamie Lee Curtis. There's going to be a lot of famous people, and there's going to be, God, I don't even know how many, maybe 20,000 plus people. This is a country nationwide thing, but it's in Minneapolis. So for me, this really represents taking that physical movement, that marching, that our revolutionary movement, Martian energy. There's more fire with the Aries, and especially with Mars energy, more so this weekend. You want to really just be aware of that and be grounded in your truth. R for rage. I have Sundays of Sacred Rage workshop, so I'm just throwing these little things out there. This is about moving the energy. How are you going to do that? A lot of times Aries is fire, right? So you can feel more fired up. And I'll summarize the reading too after I do the bonus card. But really creating that movement in your life for your truth. What is your truth? And does that require travel? If it means you got to go and do a silent retreat this weekend, fantastic. Have an inner shamanic journey, but physically remove yourself from your environment. It's about moving physically, but also metaphorically towards your goals and dreams. Aries, spring. Okay, so the bonus card, I'm going to show it, then I'm going to read it, and then I'll summarize the whole reading. So this is cacao. Number 38, maybe number 38 is an important number in your life. It is actually the age that Alex Preddy would be here. He was a March baby and he died when he was 37. So that's kind of powerful and potent, but it's intuition. Sacred cacao is a feminine medicine. So intuition, take a look at this image and see if anything comes through. So that shows a heart, Venus. It shows a hummingbird. And then here is the whole reading. Just listen and close your eyes if you want. Take notes. See what lands and goes along with the rest of the reading. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Whew, interesting. Okay, initiation, not intuition. Initiation, spiritual test, revelation, access to the cosmic heart, divine love, light beings, channeling language of light. Interesting. So the astrological ruler is Uranus and Venus. So Venus being a huge part of later in the week, this is no coincidence. As empires rose and fell through time, all Mesoamerican civilizations started with a Mayo Chinchipe 5,500 years ago, coveted cacao for its nutritional power and supernatural properties. Cacao was also a pillar of their economies and an integral part of religious rites, appearing as a key element in many spiritual ceremonies, death rites, and sacrifices. In the Mayan creation story, Popol Vuh, gods created humans out of foods, including cacao. And in other Mayan myth, their god Kukulkan, or feathered serpent, brought cacao to the people. The Aztecs have a similar story within their god Quetzalcoatl, came from the sky to give them cacao. In a 1552 Aztec book of herbal medicine called the Badayanis Codex, cacao flowers are noted to treat fatigue, which there's a lot of fatigue on the planet right now. In the Florentine Codex from 1590, prescriptions of cacao beans, maize, and the herb, Calliandra anomala, are used to alleviate fever, shortness of breath, and faintness of heart. There have been over 100 uses found in historical texts, all of which correspond with Uranus's healing energetics. The plant helps the nervous system of exhausted patients, improves weakness and mental fatigue, stimulates the kidneys, and helps with digestion and elimination. In addition to cacao beans, preparations of cacao bark, cacao butter, or oil, leaves, and flowers have been used to treat burns, bowel dysfunction, cuts, and skin irritations. So the guidance here says, Quetzal has flown into your cards today, symbolizing initiation. The sky gods are speaking and bathing your soul in liquid light as you traverse a series of spiritual tests, which is really this week is a lot about that. Stepping into the Raitho energy, the Ingwas energy, the Urus, the physical strength, right? The Quetzal is considered one of the highest divine apparitions as it is associated to the snake god Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Like cacao, both are considered precious heavenly gifts from the sky gods. These divine apparitions today are asking you to deeply tune into your cosmic heart, your soul. Let it move you. Open yourself to receive the holy gifts provided and listen carefully to the light language pouring through them. You are elevating your frequency of limitless supply rooted in unconditional love. Step out of your own way and surrender to divine love. So maybe you did have a question about relationships, maybe not. Maybe it's all about self-love. You can't love another without loving yourself. So in summary, I'm going to show these cards one last time. Take a deep breath and just look at it one last time now that you've had the bonus card, and then I'll finish. And I realize I didn't put them in the right order. I apologize for that, but you can always go back and listen to this again a second time. I do encourage that. So this week is going to require physical and mental strength to meet your obstacles, to move through the plowed field so that you can till the soil, so you can plant fertile seeds. So get rid of whatever crap you need to get rid of at the beginning of the week. Let that shit go. Have the conversation. Have the time to yourself to maybe write out that vision for spring if you haven't already written your next 90-day plan. We're almost done with first quarter. Second quarter starts next week. So this is actually a great time, for my business coaching background and clients. This is a great time to start a new quarter, the real new year, April Fool's Day, right? And plant those seeds and do so going inward. This is an initiation, a rite of passage for all of us. The planet is being reborn. Aries 0, Saturn, Neptune, like all of it. This is a time to have a new identity, a new purpose, perchance, and really start to step into it, right? Intuition, into it. I myself am doing the same. You're going to hear more about that in the coming month ahead and the rest of the year. I'm making some big shifts that I didn't plan on, honestly. They were always there underneath, lying dormant, until I went in and got the initiation and the downloads and the codes and the light pouring in and allowing myself the time and space to let that be. I couldn't receive that. So if you're feeling stuck, stagnant, please go into that and allow it to be there, and yet be open to receive. Open that crown chakra. Do some breath work, meditation, things of that nature, so that you can receive that information. Clear the clutter. Especially if you had headaches, migraines, all of that, just really slow down and meditate and go inward. And as always, if you need help with any and all of this, please go to my website, magdalenagrace.com, attend an event. I have lots of free stuff on my YouTube channel, free meditations for improved sleep, intuition, relationship healing. I also have, of course, my online academy. If you are new to my channel, please hit the like, subscribe button and share with your community. I really want to hit 2,000 subscribers before April 1st. I'd love your support. Please, please, please subscribe and invite others who are into waking up to their truth and improving their health, wealth, and relationships by trusting their intuition and their wisdom within. And if you have questions, email me info@magdalenagrace.com, or just comment below with questions, comments. What did you get out of this reading today? That's more important than what I said. Okay. I'm a conduit. Like Stephen King had a great quote about that. He wrote some of the best books of all time. He channeled them. He tapped into his intuition and spirit, as he allowed himself to be open, he produced some of the best books, movies of all time. If you're a Stephen King fan, anyway, like me, you have that ability inside of you. You are a creator. You have gifts. You have a psychic channel. It's just we've been taught to not listen and not tune into that. So until next time, here's to your best health, your best wealth, by trusting that best wisdom and intuition within. I hope you have an amazing week. We'll come back next week with a full moon ritual. Until then, take care. Bye-bye for now. And just remember, the best is yet to come. You are the author and creator of your destiny.
Subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Hire Magdalena for a runes reading or healing session by emailing support@microdosingforhealth.com.